Cross Timbers Chapter Project 2021, Pollinator Gardens Across the Miles. Pollinator gardens support and maintain pollinators in all stages of their life cycle, supplying pollen and nectar, providing shelter to ensure that these important animals stay, grow, and reproduce in the area. Our garden goals are to support the entire life cycle of pollinators using diverse native plants by providing wildlife habitat year-round, such as keeping seed heads, hollow stem plant materials, decaying wood, leaves, grasses, and bare soil for overwintering pollinators, provide nesting materials and habitat, including sources of food, shelter, and safe areas for breeding. We avoid the use of chemical and pesticides in compost and mulch, which can harm the pollinators. We control garden pests by attracting their predators. We educate the local community about the importance of pollinators and how to attract them. We provide visitors an opportunity to see pollinators and native plants up close, appreciate them, and inspire our visitors to grow their own backyard gardens. We support the Texas Master Naturalist mission by providing education, outreach, and service dedicated to the beneficial management of natural resources and natural areas within Tarrant and Parker counties. We pass our experience, lessons learned, and its strategies to new members and to other chapters. We continue to provide COVID-19 safe year-round outdoor volunteer opportunities for Cross Timber members. The 10 pollinator gardens of Cross Timbers chapter: Lake Mineral Wells State Park Pollinator Garden, White Settlement Monarch Waystation, Southwest Regional Library Pollinator Garden, Southwest Sub Courthouse Pollinator Garden, Molly Hollar Wildscape Pollinator Garden, O.S. Gray Natural Area Pollinator Garden, Fielder House Butterfly Garden, Knapp Heritage Park Garden, Randol Mill Park Pollinator Garden, River Legacy Park Butterfly Gardens. These 10 pollinator gardens are within 1,812 square miles of Tarrant and Parker counties. Lake Mineral Wells State Park Pollinator Garden. This was reestablished by Cross Timber volunteers in 2011. The 3,282 acre park was opened July of 1981. It's located in the only state park in the Cross Timbers counties. Work days are third Saturday of most months. Funding and donations are from the state of Texas, Cross Timbers chapter, Native Plant Society of Texas. There's a total of 1,110 square feet of gardens around the main entrance and administrative buildings. Plants have some ID tags to enhance public awareness. The White Settlement Monarch Waystation, established in April of 2017, the Cross Timbers and Native Plant Society of Texas volunteers were jointly asked to revive the garden area. The property is owned by the City of White Settlement. 3 to 5 volunteers meet second and fourth Thursday morning. Plants, compost, and mulch are donated by volunteers, Native Plant Society, Cross Timbers, and the City of White Settlement. Several plots areas equal 710 square feet. Monarch Waystation designated signs adorn the area and educate our visitors. All visitors are welcome with lively discussions about the plants, pollinators, and purpose of the garden. Southwest Regional Library Pollinator Garden was established in 2012. The library is owned by the City of Fort Worth. 5 to 7 volunteers work regular work days of second and fourth Thursday of each month. Plants are obtained from volunteers and plant sales supported by the Native Plant Society of Texas. The approximate size, 15,000 square feet. Plants are always added to each area throughout the year. The garden has become a community showplace and education magnet appreciated by visitors. Southwest Sub Courthouse Pollinator Garden. Cross Timber volunteers took over the garden in 1998 from the Native Plant Society of Texas. The Tarrant County Sub Courthouse plot is in partnership with the Cross Timbers chapter. 7 to 10 dedicated volunteers work regular work days, second Saturday and last Wednesday each month. Plants are grown by Cross Timber volunteers. Approximate size is 10,890 square feet. A core of well-informed volunteers provide education, outreach, and service. Funding, the volunteers donate plants and supplies. Tarrant County has given grants. QR codes and pollinator garden signs are present to educate the public. Molly Hollar Wildscape Pollinator Garden. This garden was established in 2005 on approximately 0.3 acres. Cross Timber volunteers worked with the City of Arlington and Arlington Parks and Recreation Department, who brought in heavy equipment to clear the area and move boulders. The pollinator garden is located in a corner of a 5-acre wildscape wildlife habitat. Volunteers return each Wednesday, 9 to 12 noon, and first Saturday. Funding by annual plant sales, Native Plant Society of Texas, various grants, Tarrant County Master Gardeners, and the City of Arlington. Approximate size of the pollinator garden is about 10,000 square feet. An annual walk on the wild side is an elementary school-aged children's morning at the garden for education opportunities and exposure to pollinators. However, this program was postponed during COVID. Our many AT classes at Molly Hollar Wildscape have just now been resumed. O.S. Gray Pollinator Garden. This pollinator area was established in 2010 when the O.S. Gray Natural Area. Arlington Parks and Recreation has generously encouraged and supports the garden in the natural area. 5 to 7 volunteers come with their tools on regular work days, second Saturday each month. Plants and supplies are donated by Cross Timber volunteers. City of Arlington provides some mulch. Native Plant Society of Texas has donated money. Once a pollinator garden is established, the supplies needed are mulch, water, and compost. The approximate size of this garden is about 200 square feet. There's a lot that happens in a small space area of a pollinator garden. Volunteers are dedicated to the beneficial management of natural resources and natural areas within their community for the state of Texas. Fielder House Butterfly Garden. The area was previously a vegetable garden. This plot is on the grounds of a historically significant former home of James Park Fielder Sr. and wife, revitalized by volunteers in 2006. The land is owned by the City of Arlington and maintained by the Arlington Historical Society. 4 to 6 regular volunteers meet first Monday, 9 to noon. Replacement plants are grown by volunteers in their backyards. Mulch is delivered by the City of Arlington and compost is from an on-site bin. Green Source DFW awarded $500 to purchase arbors. Native Plant Society gave a grant for a bench and initial garden supplies. A friend donated the bird bath. Garden's approximate size is about 5,000 square feet. Volunteers perform regular outreach garden tours. Butterfly release when available. Plants have ID tags and signage to educate the public. Although an urban ecosystem with traffic, air, and light pollution, these factors have not affected the number of pollinators to the garden. Knapp Heritage Park Garden, a cultural site depicting pioneer era life, including cabins, general store, and schoolhouse significant to the period, were moved into the park in 2004. Cross Timber volunteers took over the garden and established new garden areas starting in 2018. The City of Arlington has festivals and education efforts which increase local community exposure to the gardens as visitors explore the park. Monthly work days is second Monday, 9 to noon. Plants and supplies are donated by Cross Timber volunteers, including mulch and compost. Native Plant Society donated $200 for a bench. Garden area are spread throughout the park around log cabins, schoolhouse, blacksmith shop, and front gate for a total area of approximately 450 square feet. The good fertile soil enhances the garden's source of healthy plants. Randol Mill Pollinator Garden was established in 2020. The area was abandoned several years ago. Garden is located in a City of Arlington park next to the 2 greenhouses where annual plant sales occur. This location is a value added for customers to see and experience native plants growing in an ecological habitat. Regular work days, 4th Monday, 9 to noon. The initial plants and seeds were purchased by a grant from the Fort Worth Audubon Society, $50 donated from the Native Plant Society, and donated by Cross Timber volunteers. Approximate size is about 300 square feet. The garden is less than a year old. Look at the results a team of dedicated master naturalists can do. River Legacy Butterfly Garden. The park itself started in 1990. The pollinator gardens were finally established in 2019. There were no existing native plants, so it created a lot of opportunities for our volunteers. They're supported by the City of Arlington Parks and Recreation. Regular work day is third Monday each month. Native plants are donated by the Cross Timber volunteers. City of Arlington provides the mulch. Native Plant Society donated $50 for initial supplies and demonstration garden sign. Approximate size is 2,200 square feet. The butterfly gardens offer sources of food, shelter, and safe areas for breeding. How your chapter can start a pollinator garden. First, select a site having at least 5 to 8 hours of full sun is best. Always ask the property owner for permission and support to the site. Find a financial partner, for example, Native Plant Society, Audubon Society. Diagram the plot to plan the space between plants, water source, and access for volunteers. Prepare the site by removing all weeds, invasive plants, then mulch and compost the area. Be familiar with the pollinators you want to attract for your local ecosystem. Select pollinator plants to attract desired pollinators. For example, to attract and grow the monarch butterfly, plant nectar-producing plants like bee balm, salvias, barbenia, lantana, phlox, sunflower, butterfly weed, purple coneflower. For host plants, plant a variety of milkweed. Grow, trade, or purchase and plant native plants according to your diagram. For maintenance, water, compost, mulch, pull weeds, replace plants, and trim. Keep desired plant debris in the garden for overwintering pollinators. Hold annual native plant sales to financially support your program. Cross Timbers outreach. All 10 gardens educate the visitors about native plants and pollinators. Visitors can read signage. We conduct garden tours and school children programs. We hold plant sales. University of Texas of Arlington landscape architect class tours our garden. Signs include Texas Master Naturalist Cross Timber Project. River Legacy has a fall festival where Cross Timbers has a activity table. Our results. Over 61 Cross Timber chapter volunteers have logged over 35,000 volunteer hours in over 45,000 square feet of project pollinator gardens. Gardens scattered throughout Tarrant and Parker counties offer volunteer opportunities near where the volunteer lives. Grants and donations have increased as gardens grow and become show places. The number and different types of pollinator species have increased despite the 9 out of 10 gardens are in an urban ecosystem. Volunteers love the gardens because they are an opportunity to obtain plants and seeds for their own backyard garden and educate friends and family. Volunteers experience a sense of pride and joy when the public expresses their appreciation for the efforts in creating lovely gardens. Plant sales are successful as ever and an excellent source of educating the public. Money raised in one annual plant sale is divided between several gardens. Increased community involvement and appreciation of native plants. All gardens have seen an increase in visitors during COVID. Organized community and volunteer education, however, has been delayed during COVID. Very little vandalism has occurred in any of the gardens since they've been started. We'd like to thank all of our volunteers, all of the like-minded members and partners who have contributed and offered reference to support our mission. Thank you for watching our tour of the Cross Timbers chapter, Pollinator Gardens Across the Miles.